I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Legends of Tomorrow After Show, breaking down every episode of Legends of Tomorrow, airing Tuesday nights on the CW. I'm Frank Moran.
I'm Dave Child. Hi, everybody.
As always, folks, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and the chat is up and running. So jump in, share your thoughts about this episode or any of the craziness stuff that we're going to be talking about. We're breaking down Freaks and Geeks, going back to the old college days. So,
is it Freaks and Geeks or is it Freaks and Greeks? I think it might be Freaks and Greeks.
Yeah, I thought it should be Freaks and Greeks, but it is, according to the episode guide, it is Freaks and Geeks.
So weird. Why not?
I know.
Why not just go right into the pun? The pun was there
very weird
for the taking.
Yeah. Because in my head, I thought it was, and it wasn't until we were about to do the show. I was like, let me just double check the name. I was like, oh, wow. It should be Greek, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, but we'll break down this episode. We'll do a little Where's the Beef? But before we break it down in detail, Dave, what did you think overall?
Wow, this is the most pre-quarantine episode of television I've ever seen, where it centers around beer pong, which is, we can't think of a world with beer pong anymore. It's insane, but I enjoyed it. It was really good. It was fun. It wasn't as silly as I like their best funny episodes to be, but it was still in the silly realm, and I kind of enjoyed that. So, what you think?
But what I liked about it is that we quickly got over like the agony and what does this mean of Sarah's new powers, and it's just like, all right, yeah, cool, yeah, I'll touch your hand, read your future to see if this details in the book. Just these little bits in there, which I liked. I was like, all right, cool.
And you got your sunglasses. You must have been so relieved.
Yeah. See, I finally I could sink in and appreciate the episode once that happened.
I was happy we got to have cool Daredevil blindfold for at least one episode. That's what I prefer. Blindfold.
Now, Dave, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to start off this episode real. I'm going to get real close to the monitor because I'm going to get real with you here. It's just you and me. I've never played beer pong in my life.
Okay.
So it seemed to me, by what I've seen in life and just witnessed, that the way they play beer pong is unlike anything I've seen before. Please.
No, I agree. I don't think I've ever. Okay, I've played beer pong maybe once or twice, 3-4 times. I don't know, but not that many. I mean, I wasn't like at parties playing beer pong all the time. I went to like stupid drama parties where we all talked about feelings and stuff. But but there were some beer pong parties. But every beer pong party I've seen, there's no paddle involved. There's never a paddle involved. They're not actually playing ping pong. They're just trying to bounce it into the cup. And then I think there's some rule about you're supposed to drink as many, like if you hit a cup way in the back, then you have to drink all of them. I don't know. I don't quite know what the deal is, but I know there's like a specific amount you have to drink when the beer pong hits. I never played it that much because it always was a little gross to me because all they have is, I have the example behind me. They have all these pongs. They have all these, the holders of the beer. And then this little cup off to the side, that's what you wash the ball with. So you have one ping pong ball that you're bouncing. And when it gets into the beer, you drink it, usually with the ping pong ball still inside, and then you take it off and then you clean it in the water thing that you never change except for once in the beginning, and then you bounce it back.
This sounds gross.
It's so gross, and this is a pre-COVID-19 world. So watching this now, I'm just like, this is a horror episode. This is terrible. And how it ends where they're all drinking from the same cup, that's horrible.
Well, we'll dive more into the climatic beer pong party in a big beer pong match in a little bit. But to start off, it is all with the legends doing some research, trying to find out how they can get godlike powers to help out Charlie to be two other looms of fate, two other fate sisters, so they can make this loom work. And Constantine comes across this picture of the chalice of Dionysus. It's like, well, the gods, they fell out of fate, don't have any followers, they lost their power. So, these relics of theirs are gone. And Nate recognizes it from college, which I was like, yeah, you just happened to see the chalice of Dionysus hanging out at a fraternity house when you're in college.
Yeah. Well, if you're Dionysus, you're gonna hang out, and you're gonna Van Wilder it. I think that makes sense.
No, I'd agree.
They're building up like where Dionysus would be hanging out right now, and I think it would be out of college all the time. By the way, we're being told in the chat, and I'm looking it up on IMDb, and it is Freaks and Greeks, my friend. Ooh.
Interesting.
Maybe we're looking at a faulty Wikipedia page.
Like, yes, boy, interesting. That certainly makes more sense.
Yeah. Anyways.
Look at that. Once again, lied. Once again, lied by the internet.
You just liar. You're
so anyway, once Gideon says, hey, you know what, this chalice, I still see a picture here, still at Hudson University. You guys can go there and get the chalice, become gods, and you're all set. So Nate's excited because that's his old college. Little chance to go, relive some past glory. So I did. One, did you rush fraternity?
No. I was in a comedy troupe. That's the closest I've got to a frat.
You didn't join like a feelings fraternity? So where you just talk about feelings?
No. Oh, a feelings fraternity, yes. That was my group therapy buddy. But that's basically that was my comedy troupe, was more of a fart joke fraternity, which is probably still a fraternity.
That's true.
That's the closest I got.
It's everything except for the Greek letters, I suppose.
Yeah, although we were called Chocolate Cake City, so CCC was just everywhere. So I guess those were our Greek letters, and chocolate cake was our big thing.
So what it seemed weird to me though, because anytime you're on a college campus, the idea for this is that you're supposedly taking like new students, freshmen, more often than not, to run the fraternity. And Nate walks by and goes, hey, I used to be able to shotgun a beer. And one of the fraternities looking for pledges goes, oh, yeah, you think so, Grandpa? Here, show us. And they toss him a beer. I'm like, sir, he's above age, but there's so many other people that
not on campus. It wouldn't be on campus. But was it a beer or was it a LaCroix? You don't know. You never actually saw it. Maybe they're just drinking LaCroix, and he was just chugging a LaCroix.
There you go. Again, one thing, I've never done a shotgun a beer either, so I have zero respect for any of the technique there, but it seemed like he did a good job.
Yeah, well.
I feel like I really missed out on my college life experience there.
You might have. I all I know is that when you're a big, hairy guy walking into a college party, it tends to be like someone expects you to shotgun a beer at some point. So I have some experience, not that much, because I stopped doing it after a while.
You know what? You know what I will say, though, is I'm really enjoying what they're doing with Nate now, though, where he's very braggadocious about his steel ability. So after he takes that beer, he goes, and I turned to steel, too.
I love it. And also, it's also because I would do the same thing. It's so relatable. If I actually had that steel ability, I would find weird excuses, and it would like work its way into way too many conversations. In the chat, one of the first things someone said while they were waiting for us was that they liked how Nate got spelled first, and that seems to be happening quite a bit. He seems to be the first one that gets a spell cast on him frequently, which I kind of like from Nate too. So he just bumbles into stuff.
It was interesting because we see another aspect of Nate's powers where I think the first time I've seen it where he can steal up just a part of himself, not his whole entire body.
But that I feel like we've been calling him Buns of Steel for years now.
That's
so
true.
I felt like I was fine. Like, thank you for a Buns of Steel. Getting those buns all steely. Thank you for that.
So lo and behold, who happens to crash this whole event is Dionysus. He is Nate realizes like, hey, that's the same guy that was here when I was in school, and Charlie recognizes him as Dionysus. Like, hey, this is not just a guy that was head of fraternity, was actually the god Dionysus, the god of partying. So and Dionysus is great because, like you were saying, Dave, it's like makes sense. Like this is where I am. The party never stops. Why would I leave here?
And his powers made sense. It was very Dionysus flavored. It didn't go overboard. It wasn't too powerful. It wasn't not powerful enough. I felt like it was a good balance for a freak of the week, you know.
And so the legends, as always, wanted to kind of go their own route in terms of accomplishing a mission. And it is interesting to have Astra there, who has no time for any of this nonsense. It's like, this is what we need. All right, let's just go get this chalice. Why are we trying to go and do these stupid things? And realizes, oh wait, the chalice can't be moved unless you're a god, and you don't become a god unless Dionysus makes you a god, and you don't get made a god unless you win the challenge, the chug challenge.
Well, first it's join a fraternity. It was if you have to join a fraternity or a sorority of some sort, and they tried to do that and it didn't quite work because he found out what was happening. And then it turns into like, can we take his powers away? Can we take his followers away? Which they tried to do by taking over the party. So,
I mean, and that's all comes from the. I mean, I guess we have two sort of tracks here. We have the quest of getting this chalice, but then also, I guess, kind of acclimating Astra to the legends. Because I know I griped about that last week. For you, did you kind of buy the subtle kind of softening of Astra to get her more on board with the legends by the end of the episode?
Yes and no. Because one of the things I kind of liked about the episode, and I don't know if it's intentional or not, and I feel like a lot of her arc was coming from this, is the three girls that aren't superheroes that just become a part of the sorority.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like the most is the goth art chick, because she has this arc that's just out of nowhere, and there's it's not earned whatsoever. Every single time you meet her, it feels like she's saying a moment in like a movie like House Bunny or any of these college movies where someone becomes a misfit and then learns to love people and have a family. But none of it is earned. It just comes out of nowhere, which is like, I've really learned my lesson to have this. And it happens so often that I actually think it's hilarious. And I think it's on purpose that they're kind of parroting those shows. I like to think. But I feel like Astra's, a lot of that was like, you know what? We are. We really are coming together as a family, which is ridiculous, but I don't mind for this show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is when the legends try to get into a sorority, they get booted out. They don't get a chance to make it. So they decide to make their own sorority. Very, very much like Revenge of the Nerds-esque type thing. We're just going to make our own thing. It's great.
Yeah, it has Animal House, Revenge of the Nerds, all of that stuff. Yeah.
And to that effect, I even just like, where you come in and you get a house and you realize, it's a rundown house. Is it going to be we got to rebuild the house kind of montage? Nope. It's just like, here, we're just going to do a portal to Constantine's house right here.
Easy.
It's great.
Boom, done. Set budget managed. Fine.
So we do get Nate falling underneath this spell, as you were saying, Dave. Dionysus has got his very magical IPA that he brews especially for just the fraternity, which I guess just sucks everybody into that whole kind of party lifestyle.
You're right. Also, I do have to add, they chug a lot of beer, and IPAs, they're not a good chugging beer. If you're going to chug a beer, you need like a Coors Light. You need something that's like water, essentially. IPA is like the opposite. If you want the hoppiest thing, I'm curious about why they went with that. Should have been a lager. It's a strange choice. So I guess we found my beef for the episode.
Oh yes,
was beer choice.
So Nate ends up spilling the beans, though, that hey, they just really want to get this cup because they want to become gods, they want to rebuild the Loom of Fate. And Dionysus is like, hey man, the party if they do this, the party stops. I don't want this to happen. So he bans them from being able to take part of the challenge, the chug challenge. And that's when they say like, all right, it's beer pong time, baby. which I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it's a much more. Is it much more of an exciting beer pong match to use paddles? I mean, because that's the only reason I can
for
use it.
me, honestly, for me, I feel like it was written by people that haven't played that much beer pong, or they have a specific type of beer pong that they play. Like, one thing I did appreciate was the paddles had no handles, which was very frat housey. But I've never seen beer pong played that way. So like, maybe it's just what the people who wrote this played, and so they're used to that. But I don't know.
I was watching it and going, oh, there's a lot of the effects budget that just went to the one shot, or I think it was the final shot where Sarah hits the ball and we get the close-up tracking shot of the ball going towards Dionysus' paddle and then hit back. I'm like, all right, that was a lot of money just spent on that shot. All right.
I guess that's why. But you could just do like the slow-mo of it hitting the table or leaving the fingers,
Yeah.
Strange.
It was weird, and even the editing of him losing seemed weird because he hits it back to Sarah, she hits it, and then it cuts to his face, and then all of a sudden it just cuts to the cup, and the ball's already in the cup. I'm like, oh, all right, well, so much for that.
I mean, that's what beer pong is. It's like, oh, now you drink it. It doesn't make good TV, beer pong, unless you like make it ultra sexy like that.
I mean, it does make you want to talk to the writers and find out who on your staff had that specific type of kind of modification to beer pong.
It's only a paddle. I mean, I could also see it being some people who've never played beer pong before. They hear the term beer pong and they're like, I think we know what it is. And that's it.
But there's so many. I don't think there's enough writers in that room that go like, hold on. Even if you've never played, because I feel like even if you've never played, how you've seen beer pong, like TV shows, movies, maybe you've been to a party at school, but you kind of know. But I don't know. I'm interested about how this got this spin to it. But Sarah wins, which means the legends win. They get the huge, they get the chalice, they get a drink from it, and we get an ending where they say, hey, you know what, Charlie, you don't have to decide on just two people. We'll all take this burden on with you. So everybody drinks except for Zari.
So they all break their social distancing and drink from that cup.
And they get a nice little glowing shot there at the end. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I respected that Zari didn't drink. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
And, Dionysus is like, hey, man, all right, cool. Just, you guys are still chill. Just don't let the party stop. And I'm all good with everything.
Yeah. Did you notice, by the way, a lot of people in chat are bringing this up. I believe you're a Riverdale fan.
It was Fangs was playing at Dionysus.
Yeah. People in the chat said, I guess this might be a spoiler for Riverdale, but apparently he died on Riverdale and came back as a party god. This is MVP Life 22. Did he die?
No, he's not dead yet because he's supposedly going off to meet Keven to a college relationship. So
I'm just lying to you. Because I don't watch Riverdale.
I mean, he's hardly on the shows that is, so he could very well be dead. But no, it was nice to see him get a little bit more of a role than he's ever gotten really in Riverdale. So it's good to be able to do some more stuff. So yeah, I mean, and then the other subplot we have in here too is Lita's still on the Wave Rider. It's a long weekend, I guess, that long parents' weekend. And she says, hey, I was thinking about going to Hudson. So it's her and Rory kind of doing a little tour and kind of feeling inadequate compared to other people that are on the tour with them.
Yeah, I thought this was a nice storyline. I think they balanced this well because I liked seeing them get closer in a way that didn't feel forced. It felt like they were actually building something, and she was starting to understand what Mick Rory's life is like. Because I also like that he went back in time, donated, and got like a building named after them. And I like that. And the fact that he's just really trying, and it feels like she's kind of getting it, and how was very honest about what she was actually feeling, about how like, I just need you. I don't need this and what I'm going through. So that was all very nice. It didn't feel like too stretched out and too phony.
And even though I haven't seen a lot of Lita interacting with much of the other people on the Wave Rider, except a little bit for Ava, because Ava was always with Rory when she kind of did when they did those skip backs in Lita's life. So I think if anybody else on the Legends team, she would have at least some kind of friendliness towards it, would be Ava. And I just like seeing that little moment between Lita and Ava as they're talking for a hot second. It seemed very kind of just a little genuine. I was like, all right, it was a nice touch. Didn't see a lot of it, but it was nice enough for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I know that we've got you have your one beef, the hottest segment on the internet at the start. That's where's the beef?
The hottest beef on the internet.
Hottest
right
beef.
Here. What's your beef? My beef is obviously that it's IPA beer. It should be a lager or just Coors Light or something. What is your beef?
I guess I tip my hand to my beef was just the having alcohol at a college fraternity kind of and sorority kind of recruitment drive seems so bonkers to me. Like that they
snuck it in. They were sneaks.
They're rebels. They're rebels.
College rebel sneaks.
But we end the episode with Astra hanging out with the artist girl, Dave's favorite character. Who went through
I love it. Arc. I love having a character going through an arc that is just not qualified to have. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever
seen. She drops her off in her ride share, and as she's walking back to the house, gets stopped by Charlie's fate sister there and says, "Hey, I can't believe you betrayed us. You know, you owe me because I said I'd help you get with Constantine, so now I'm calling it in." And then we just cut to Astra's face, and it's like, oh, what? Poor Astra.
Yep. It's the I love a TV reaction whenever something big is said right before the act break, because I feel like if that ever happens in real life, if I was ever like, Frank, I'm your dad, there wouldn't be a moment where you just look at me and go, oh. That would be weird to even pause for that amount of time. They would just be like, what?
Yeah.
I love
that. Dave, real talk.
Yeah.
To prove that they're a sorority, they've got to, of course, shoot a little video telling you what the sorority is about. Kind of like, hey, this is what we are. Yeah. We get to see pretty much the edited version of that. Would that entice you to join that sorority?
Yeah. I mean, all I need is the phrase, don't call us heroes. Call us the name of the fraternity, sorority.
Yeah. Which was great. But, which was struggling for me because I kept on trying to understand what they were saying. Don't call us heroes, call us... I'm like, what are they saying? I couldn't understand what they said they were.
Looks like that was Greek to you.
Boom! Oh, you're drinking something. No, you're drinking the cup that has the water in it. Oh! Well, we've got 2 episodes left. 2 episodes left, Dave Child.
2. That's it.
2. Do you have any hot predictions of what you might see in these next couple episodes?
Well, I think next episode they're definitely gonna loom it out, and I think something is gonna go wrong.
Well, we know they have they drink from the chalice, so they have the power of a god for 24 hours.
Yeah. So probably, starting now. So they're going to try to loom. Something's going to happen, but they all have god powers. They're all invulnerable. So I bet it's going to be, I hope it's a silly episode where they get killed in a lot of weird different ways. I didn't see the next week on, but I'm hoping it's something like that. Or they all, they're having too much fun with their invulnerability. Something like
that. We also have Astra. Does she have to go along with the Fate Sister and kind of backstab the Legends?
I mean, that's a question. I think now we needed this episode where her opinion about the Legends is starting to turn positive. So now she can make the decision about how she's going to, if she's going to backstab them or go with them. So.
Yeah, and we also had just another couple subtle lines between Zari and Constantine. When Zari shows up at Constantine's house as they're getting ready to decorate, make it into the sorority house.
Yeah.
Just kind of a little casual flirting between the two of them. Yeah. So again, like I said,
they're building it. I don't like it, but
Yeah. I say slow burn it. If you want to roll that into next season, I'm game. So,
by the way, it looks like there's 3 more episodes.
Is there?
Yeah, there's I Am Legends next week. After that, the TV one, the one where we're trapped on TV.
Oh boy,
that one sounds fun. I'm gonna enjoy that one. And then the last one is called Swang Thong.
Oh, all right. So we got 3 more episodes, everybody.
You're so happy.
3. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm looking forward to the TV one. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. So, folks, I mean, I know it was a little shorter episode than usual, but we kind of covered everything here. It was a pretty threadbare episode here in terms of just overall plot. It was just more fun.
Yeah, and we did have the technical difficulties, which is why we were late. So thanks for waiting around for us and joining us when we're here.
Absolutely. But folks, that's going to do it for this episode of the Legends of Tomorrow After Show. As always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in the chat. Again, as Dave said, and I will second that. Thank you for your patience with this. But now, look at this. We get 3 more episodes together, folks. I thought it was just 2. We get 1 more. Holy cow, my heart is just that much bigger.
Yum, 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 yum. You know what?
If you want to say, it's actually either Dave or myself find out some of Dave's great beer pong skill strategies, because he's got a court right there set up for him. Dave, where can they find you?
They're all waiting for me back there. I'm just sitting here talking while they're waiting for me. You
so
can find me.
I
was like, wait, guys, sit down. You can find me at Mr. Dave Child on the Twitters and the Instagram, or DaveChild.com is my name. Oh, it's Dave Child.
I really would love it at the end that all your friends start throwing ping pong balls at you just as we wrap up. So.
Oh! That would be me thinking more ahead. Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, folks, at HappyGoJackie. That's going to do it for this episode, but we'll be back here next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific time, a day later because of our new setup. We do it on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. But join us then. We'll be breaking down our 3rd to the last episode for this season of The Legends of Tomorrow right here on AfterBuzz TV. Until then, speed off.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.